Hello. Hi, I'm Jill.
And I'm Jenna.
Welcome to ASL Stew Life.
So, today it's story time. I know you guys love stories, of course. So, this one happened a long time ago.
Yeah, this is before we were dating, like over 8 years ago.
So, I think I was like 21. Yeah, around like 21 or so. Somewhere around that time. I'm old now, so. But, anyways, at that time, I typically would come from here in New York to visit my family close to DC. So I would make that trip often and visit them. So one time I was visiting and then I decided I needed an oil change. So I decided to get that done before I was heading back to New York. So I went ahead, got the oil change, and it's just one of those places that do it themselves. And typically my dad does it because he's a mechanic, but he didn't have the time. So thinking back, I should have. But anyways, I got the oil change. They said, yep, we're done. So I went ahead, got everything all packed up, and headed out. So I'm driving along the way, and everything's fine. And then I got to Pennsylvania, really like northern Pennsylvania, almost like the border line of where New York is. And then all of a sudden, the engine started like acting funny, and my meter started acting funny. So I tried to pull over, and then all of a sudden, there was like a pop. And then my engine just stopped, and then I saw smoke coming up from the hood, and I knew that was it. And this is in the middle of the road. Like, the parking lot was right next to me, but then I got stuck in the road. But luckily, somebody came and helped me, push my car into the parking lot. And then one guy came over and asked what was wrong, and I said, I think that's something wrong with my engine, and he happened to be a mechanic, so he wanted to take a look. So I said, sure, and he opened up the hood and took a look, and he said, oh, it looks like you have no oil in your car. I was like, oh, okay. So it happened to be a Dunkin' Donuts right there. We're in the parking lot for the Dunkin' Donuts. So we both went in together. And I don't know, I spoke with one woman there. It was a really, really small town, like where everybody knows everybody type of place. So, anyways, went up to her and kind of explained what had happened. And they said there's a mechanic in town that they could call to have it towed. So I asked, if she could call, because at that time, it was really limited availability of using, like relay through your cell phone. They didn't really have that back then, at least much, I don't think so. So I asked if she could call. So she did. She got that all worked out. And then for some reason, I don't know, I guess maybe because I'm deaf and they took pity on me. At that time, they were just about closing. And they had like this big box and said, hey, take as many donuts as you want. I was like, no, it's fine. I'm fine. They're like, no, take some. And I was like, are you serious? Okay. So I'm like, oh, I want this one. I thought I'll get like 6 donuts. I'm like, no, take more, take more. So I literally got like a full box of, I don't know how many are in those boxes, like 12 or something like that. So yeah, I mean, I couldn't even eat all those, but they're like, take them. And they said, are you sure? And they're like, yeah. So I said, okay, thank you. And then I had to contact my mom and let her know I'm stuck and got that all taken care of. So we decided to book a hotel just for overnight to let the mechanic do their thing and see what's going on. So the woman that was working there said, sure, I can drive you over to the hotel. And said, are you sure? She's like, yeah. So I said, thank you. And it was really close by. So she drove me over, dropped me off. I said, thank you. She's really sweet. And then I got in there and then I called Jill and I said, hey, I'm stuck. And I think it was like maybe 1 day or 2 days when we had to go back to work.
The next day.
Oh, no, it was the next day. Yeah, I think it was like a 3-hour drive or something, like 3-4 hours.
Yeah, so what happened is she called me and she said, hey, I'm stuck, and kind of explained everything. I was like, crap. So she said, hey, do you mind coming and, picking her up in Pennsylvania and then staying overnight there? Because I think at that time it was like afternoon or something. And then by the time I arrived, it was pretty late. So I said, sure. So I went ahead and we had to drive back to work the next morning, like directly going to work. So I'm like, all right, sure. And so I went ahead, got in the car to drive, and it was a few hours, so it really wasn't that bad. So I got there at the hotel, and it was pretty late by that time, and I think it was 9, 10, something like that. I don't know, it was late. And then we realized we both hadn't eaten dinner, and there was donuts, but that was it. So we were going to try to order something. We just went and got some, cheap-ass Chinese food or something, right?
Or didn't we go to Denny's, right? Remember we got sick, or was that a different time?
No, I think that was a different time. No, I think I remember ordering Chinese food because that was the only thing that was there. It was open because, again, it was a really small town. So, anyways, we ordered that and it was actually really lousy because I remember, like, we opened it and the rice was, like, bright yellow and it was like, oh, okay. And we ate it and it really wasn't that good. But, anyways, so I went ahead, stayed overnight at the hotel, woke up the next morning, and we're like, okay, well, we have to head off to work. Well, no, actually, no, we had to talk with your mom first.
No, right, that morning, we had to get in contact with the mechanic, and that's, remember, you had to call for me?
Right, yeah.
So she called, and they told her the engine's done, and she was like, oh, and had to tell me.
No, I remember. I mean, obviously, I had to call because, again, there wasn't good, like relay service on the cell phone. So I was like, sure, I'll call the mechanic. Said, hey, what's going on? And he's like, oh, the engine's done. And I was like, ooh, your engine's kaput. She was like, oh. So then I had to call your mom. And I was like, so the car engine is done. She's like, what? And she was, really upset. A lot happened, a lot of calling, a lot of anger. And, the point is, eventually, I mean, she got a newly used engine, but a new-ish engine. Right, it was used. But anyways, that was fine. And her mom helped pay for that temporarily, put that in. And I think it was going to take like a few days later we could get it or something like that. But anyways, that happened. And later, the company ended up having to pay for that because it was their problem. But anyways, all of that was fine. We had that taken care of. And obviously, we couldn't get the car that day because, they couldn't get the engine right away. So the two of us had to work, though. And, I don't know, it was, early in the morning or something like that. I don't know, it was, 10 or 11.
I think it was a little bit later in the morning.
Yeah, I think it was around noon or something. But at that time, we had to do all of that. And then we had to go. And I think we had, let's just say, for example, it was a 3-hour drive, and we had 2 hours and a half to get there. Not enough time. So, and this is another story, I got a speeding ticket, which was bad. But that's another story. And it's your fault. So, but it worked out. We got there. We made it to work. We were exhausted and everything. But, yeah. I mean, she got the engine replaced, but I think you want to explain what happened again? The oil leaked or something?
Oh, well, apparently at that place where they changed the oil, they forgot to
A cap.
put on a cap or something like that. So then the oil ended up leaking out. Oh, yeah, they forgot to put on one of the screws after they had taken the oil and put it back in, and then it started leaking as I was driving, and eventually it ran out, and that's when the engine exploded. So that's what had happened. I was like, ugh, come on.
Yeah, so the point is, don't trust oil changing places that do it quickly.
Well, this is not the only time this has happened to me.
That is true, and that is another story, and it's worse. This is the second time that her car engine pretty much exploded. Yeah, different car, different story. Yes. So, hopefully you enjoyed the story time. This is really a crazy adventure because this kind of ended up leading to the two of us dating eventually. Again, another story. So if you guys want to hear that story and how that kind of led us to dating eventually, let us know, leave a comment, and click like. And if we have enough likes, then maybe we will tell that story. So, if you haven't, make sure that you subscribe because why not? More story times are coming soon. You need to subscribe.
Yeah, and if you want to provide support in another way, please check out our Patreon page. Plus, we have another link down below for a one-time tip type of thing, whatever you guys want, and we always appreciate any support that you give us. Thank you so much.
All right. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video. Bye.